Hello everybody. Today I'm going to take you through a little bit of the classic 1989 co-op game Aliens. This is the print and play version of the game. This is not the original from 1989. All the files needed to print out this game I found on BoardGameGeek. I'll put a link in the description below. There are a few different scenarios available for this game. We're going to play the reactor room scenario, so therefore using the reactor room map. It's the only one I currently have printed out. So if we open up the rulebook, we'll get started on the setup for the reactor room scenario. So here's the objective: to escape with as many Marines as possible. The only route to escape from is to leave the map via the square marked exit. Aliens will not leave the map to pursue Marines that have left, but once off the map, Marines cannot come back on. So it mentioned we have to get the Marines to the exit. So on the map here, the exit is located right here. Now back to our rule book here, we have to go through the setup. The following Marines are used in this scenario: Apone, there's Apone, Hicks, Vasquez, Drake, Hudson, Dietrich, Frost, Crow, and finally Wierzbowski. And that's all the characters you use for the scenario. Like I was saying earlier, there are additional scenarios. So, of course, Ripley is here, Gorman, Burke, Newt, Spunkmeyer, Farrow, and finally Bishop. But if you recall the movie, in the reactor room, these characters were not there. So that's why we're starting with the selected characters. So back to the setup. All Marines use the top weapon on their character cards. So we'll take Hicks for example. Hicks' top weapon is the shotgun. So Hicks has the shotgun and the pulse rifle, but the top one is the shotgun. So back to our rules here. Now, it says, all Marines use the top weapon of their character cards. We've gone through that. No grenades of any kind may be used during this scenario. Now select either Crow, Frost, or Hudson to be the ammo carrier. All right. We'll give it to Frost. And there's no token for that, so I've gotten a Canadian quarter here. I'll put that right here to show that Frost is carrying the ammo. Okay, then find row 5, square 5 on the reactor room map. Looking at the map, with row 1 through 9 at your left, imagine if a vertical line was going up and down from this 5. Marines must start on squares on or behind this line, or on square 5. So let's do that. All right, I placed the tokens down where I wanted to, following the instructions. There's 5, row 5, all the way to, this is 5 here. So we're allowed to put the characters anywhere on this line or behind it. So this is where I chose to put everybody. So if you recall, earlier in the game I mentioned the exit's over here. So we're over here and we want to get all the way to here, the exit. Okay, back to our setup. Alien appearance. On the first alien appearance, phase 4, aliens appear randomly in the room. Each turn after that, 2 aliens appear. At the start of the scenario, beginner players may choose to have no aliens appear when the turn counter is moved onto a red 2, while experienced players may choose to have 3 aliens appear instead of 2 when the turn counter is moved onto a red 2. Now, that is referring to this sheet here. This is the turn chart for the reactor room scenario. So here, we have to have a token here. I'll get something to mark that in a minute. But that's how many aliens appear. So in the first round, 4, second round, 2, and then it mentioned on the red 2s, we can have no aliens appear if we wish to make it an easier experience. And then down below here, it says victory conditions. So if 7 or more of the Marines escape the map healthy, wounded, or incapacitated, the players win. If 4 to 6 Marines escape, the scenario is a draw. If 3 or less Marines escape, it's probably best not to talk about it. In other words, you lose. Okay, the next paragraph. Where an alien appears is random. For each alien, roll the d10 twice. The first roll indicates the row in which the alien will appear, and the second determines the exact square in that row. The rows are listed in red down the left side of the room. The squares are scattered across the row and are numbered 0 through 9. If when determining the row a 0 is rolled, roll for row again and increase the number of aliens appearing this phase by 1. This can happen an unlimited number of times during the scenario and multiple times during the same phase. So if we look at our map, it mentioned rolling the 10-sider. Here is the numbers 1 through 9. And then, so the first number will determine 1 through 9, and then the second number will determine across here. So for example, you roll a 6, then a 4, 6, row 4, that's where your alien goes, right here. Now, if you recall earlier, Frost was determined to take the ammo, as indicated by the quarter, because the next section of the rules will go over what that means. So, ammo carrier. The rules for carrying the ammo bag are the same as the rules for carrying an incapacitated Marine. A Marine cannot carry the ammo bag and another Marine at the same time. The ammo bag is destroyed and lost if the ammo carrier is hit by acid. The ammo bag is automatically hit by acid if no Marine is carrying it. Cocooned, falls down the stairwell, or becomes dead. If the ammo bag is hit by a flame unit, this may not be done intentionally. Clever. The ammo bag explodes. Treat this explosion as a normal hand grenade blast. So if Frost ends up having the ammo explode on him, it acts like a grenade. So what that means is the range from the blast, so it acts as a grenade. So the square the grenade is on, or any one square around it, will kill an alien and also kill any Marine. So back to our turn chart here. I'll put a penny here to indicate what turn we're on. So the first one, if you recall, we put here, that's the first round, and we have to bring in 4 aliens. So let's do that. So here are the alien tokens that are available. Okay, I will use these 2 10-siders. The black one will determine the column, and the white will determine the row. Let's roll the dice. So, column 5, row 1. So, column 5, row 1. And then when aliens appear on the map, they actually move 1 square towards the closest Marine. Well, the Marines are way over here, so 5, 1, and move right here. So that's the first alien. We have 3 more to get on the map. Second alien. Okay, column 9, row 5. So 9 down here, 5 right here. And our second alien now moves 1 square. So this is all blocked off because they can actually move, same as the Marines, can move diagonally. But this is considered a blocked off area. So the move 1 square, so right here. That's alien number 2. So 2 more to get on the board. Okay, so column 6, row 2. So column 6, row 2, and he'll move one step closer, right there. So 3, one more alien to get on the board. 6 again, and row 7. So 6, 7, whoop, there we go, right there. And immediately this alien will jump on a pwn. So that means when an alien attacks a character, that's indicated by taking them off the board and putting them on the character they're attacking, which is a pwn. So they put them right there. So that concludes the setup. So we're all ready to go. We have our characters all over here. We have a few aliens on the board, and there's one that is currently attacking a pwn. So let's go back to the rulebook and go over the turn sequences. So phase 1, there's 3 phases. Aliens move. An alien moves up to 4 squares in any direction towards the nearest active marine. So Marines already under attack by an alien are not considered active, nor are cocooned, dead, or incapacitated Marines. If 2 or more active Marines are at the same distance from an alien, roll to determine which Marine will be the target. Okay, we'll worry about that later on. Currently, we're in phase 3, actually, because phase 2, aliens appeared. So, each alien on a Marine's character card now attacks. Attacks may be made in any order. To attack, roll a d10 and add the Marine's melee value to it. So the only character being attacked by an alien this turn is a pwn. And a pwn's melee score is 1. So we roll a 10-sider, add 1, and refer to the chart. And before we roll that alien attack, I need to make a correction here. There are actually 5 phases. So the first phase is the aliens move. The second phase is the aliens appear. Phase 3, the aliens attack, which we're dealing with right now. Then there's phase 4, the Marines get to move and fire. And then finally, turn counter moves. So we would move the turn counter down 1. Okay, now we got that out of the way, we can have our alien attack a pwn. So we have to refer to this chart right here. So we roll a d10 and add a 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. Alien loses. Let's see what that means. The alien loses. The alien is immediately stunned. Set it on its side, and the player that stunned it moves it into any adjacent hex. A Marine or another alien may be in the space. During the next alien movement phase, set that alien upright instead of moving it. If the alien is on a space with a Marine, the alien will not attack during that phase and remains on the map. Okay, this rulebook is referring to using standees. So what I'm going to do is stand the alien up to indicate it's stunned. So we've moved the alien into any adjacent hex. The adjacent hex I've chosen is this one right here. So that concludes phase 3. Now we're on to phase 4. Marines move and fire. All fire counters are removed from the map at the beginning of the Marine movement fire phase. 2. Each of the Marines now move and fires during this phase. The order in which the Marines take their actions is set at the beginning of the scenario and cannot be changed once the scenario starts. Marines may move in any direction, but cannot enter squares which are larger or completely filled with obstructions. Marines may move diagonally between 2 such squares. Marines cannot move through or onto squares containing other Marines or aliens. A Marine can move onto a square containing an incapacitated Marine or a stunned alien. Okay. So, if the number the Marine rolls on the D10 is equal to or less than the number on the character card that was being used for range, you have killed the alien and it is placed back with the other unused aliens. If the number you rolled was greater, then nothing happens. Oh, I noticed that the other side of my alien tokens, it actually says stun. So I've just laid them down with the stun facing up. Now, it is Apone's turn to attack. Well, all the Marines, but we start with the first Marine we have at the top of our list, which is Apone. So, Apone has 3 actions. Now, we can have Apone maybe move, we want to get to the exit, which is over here. So we should start moving in that direction as well. So I'm going to get Apone to move. I can do 3 total movements, or I can move 1 and attack, or move 2 and attack. So I'm going to move towards the exit here, and I can still attack this stunned alien, which is just 1 hex away. So we come back to Apone here, and now we have 3 actions with Apone. We move 2, so we only have 1 action remaining. So therefore, we have to follow this, and he's using a flame unit right here. 1 action remaining, therefore, on a 10-sider, target range, the alien's only 1 hex away. We need an 8 or under to kill this alien. 7. The alien is dead, removed from the board. So we just take him, put him with the rest. Now, because Apone used a flamethrower, there is a fire option here. A Marine with a flame unit may spend 1 action point and roll a d10. If a 0 through 8 is rolled, the Marine lights a square up to 4 spaces away on fire. If a 9 is rolled, then the Marine must make an ammo check. Now, I was just doing a standard attack, though, so I just wanted to light up that 1 alien. I wasn't trying to do this action. So that concludes Apone's action. Now it is Wierzbowski. He's right here. Wierzbowski is right here, right after Apone. So he goes next. And Wierzbowski has 2 actions. Well, right now, where all the Marines are here, there's an alien here, an alien here, and an alien here. So we're just going to start moving towards the exit right now. Okay, now Wierzbowski can't move, a Marine can't move through another Marine. So we're just going to take his 2 actions and go 1, 2. And he'll start heading up with these people to head this way. Okay, after Wierzbowski is Vasquez, and Vasquez has 2 actions. Here's Vasquez. So we'll send Vasquez. Vasquez can move on an angle through here. So 1 square, come on now, and then 2 squares. So that concludes Vasquez. Now it's Crow. And Crow also has 2 actions. And Crow is right here. So we'll take Crow, and he will move 1 and angle 2. He's now in that square. Yes, my tokens are slightly too large for these squares. Now after Crow, we have Frost, our ammo carrier. And Frost, once again, 2 actions. So Frost will come here, 1, and then come up here for 2. Keep them together, little squad. Now Dietrich. Dietrich has 2 actions as well. So Dietrich is going to come through here, 1, and then 2, to go beside Apone. We'll stand up Dietrich. Oh. And then put Hudson here. There we go. There's Dietrich. So, once again, going in order here, the next Marine we have is Hudson. Hudson has 2 actions. And here's Hudson in this square, so Hudson will move 1, 2, down to that square. After Hudson, we have Drake. 2 actions. And Drake will stay with this squad and move 2 right there. And then finally, Hicks, who has 3 actions. And Hicks will move 1, 2, 3, right here. Okay, and that concludes Phase 4. The Marines move fire. So we've completed the phase for the Marines to moving and attacking. We still have an alien here, we have an alien here and here, and all of our Marines have moved just a little bit closer to where we want to get to, which is right here, the exit. Now we come down to the final phase, which is Phase 5, turn counter moves. At the end of each turn, the turn counter is moved forward 1 square and a new turn begins. Once the turn counter reaches the bottom of the first column for the scenario, it is moved to the top of the next column if there is one. Once the turn counter reaches the end of the last column, it is no longer moves, which means no more aliens appear. So here's our turn round. The first round we had was the 4 aliens. Now we're moved on to the next round. So two more aliens appear. Let's do that. And yes, so we're on the phase 1 all over again, which is the aliens move. All aliens move up to 4 squares at any direction towards the nearest active marine. All right. So this alien here will move 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the last 2 aliens to move, here and here. Now this one, so let's count how many squares, which marine, is the closest. So will they go for this group, or will this alien go for this group? Let's count how many squares away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this alien has 2 marines, which are 10 squares away. Up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So they're both equal distance away. Now, how you determine which marine the alien goes for, you need to roll a d10, and the higher number determines which marine the alien goes for. Well, both these groups are equal distance, so I'm just going to roll first for this group a 0. That's not a 10, that's a 0 in this game. And then this group a 3. So this group got the higher roll, so this alien's going to move 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, towards this group. Now this alien, it's the same situation. Up here it's 12 squares away. Down here to oppone or attack Hicks is also 12 squares. So let's do the exact same roll here. So for this group up here, a 2, and for oppone and Hicks, a 4. So this alien will move towards this group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you recall our turn chart. We determined for our next round here, 2 more aliens show up. So let's roll for where those aliens appear on our map. Okay, where will our aliens appear? 1. So 1 up here. 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. An alien appears here. So I'll grab an alien, put him up here. Our second alien, 3, which is here. And then we roll again. 5. So our second alien appears 3, 5. And now actually they move 1 space. So they go to the 5, but then they immediately move 1 space towards the closest marine. So this one here does the same thing. And they will go here. Okay, so we completed phase 1. The aliens moved. They moved. Phase 2, aliens appear. We brought 2 new aliens into the mix. Now it's phase 3, aliens attack. Each alien on a Marine's character card now attacks. Attacks may be made in any order. To attack, roll a d10 and add the Marine's melee value to it. Well, we don't have any aliens that are on any of our Marines yet. So, next phase. So phase 4, Marines move and fire again. We start from the top, Oppone goes, and then we go from there. So if you recall Oppone, he has 3 actions, and it gets progressively harder the further away and the more actions he takes before attacking. So let's see here. Now look at Oppone's situation here. There's an alien here, here, and here. But he can move, he has 3 actions. So let's go 1, 2. So let's quickly look at line of sight. A Marine can fire at what he or she can see. To see something, you must be able to draw a line from your character to the target without touching any obstructions. If a Marine is standing next to an obstruction, it is assumed that he or she has taken up a firing position around the edge of the obstruction and may still aim and fire. So here, for example, even though Oppone isn't directly in line with the alien, opponent can clearly see the alien. So we simply count the number of squares. So 1, 2 squares away. So that would mean for a pawn who has taken 2 actions already to move, or yes, 2 actions already, therefore only has 1 action remaining to fire his flame unit, and this alien is 2 hexes away, therefore he would need a 6 or under to kill the alien. 3. The alien is dead. Okay, now it is Wierzbowski's turn. Let's see where Wierzbowski is. Wierzbowski is way back here. And Wierzbowski has 2 actions. So Wierzbowski is going to simply just, 1, come beside Drake here. Now Vasquez has 2 actions and is currently using their machine gun. So Vasquez is here and there's an alien 2 spaces away. Now Vasquez will move 1 space closer to shorten the range and then take a shot at this alien, which is only 1 square away. So that means Vasquez only has 1 action remaining and the target is 1 hex away, so needs an 8 or under to kill that alien. A 2. So this alien is dead. Now, this alien is an adjacent hex. So there is a risk for any Marine that is 1 square away to get sprayed with acid. So we come down to our tables here, acid spray. So we simply roll the D10 and these are the results. 5. 3 through 9, none. Did not get hit by the acid. So I'm just going to stop right there. As you can see, the game is very simple to play. There's only a couple little things we missed in terms of actions that could have occurred. The aliens can end up grabbing a Marine, so when it's their turn to attack, and if they're still grabbing, if the Marine isn't free by the next turn, the alien, essentially the character gets removed from the game. The character gets removed and cocooned, so they're gone from the game for good. So there's a number of different things that can happen, all very straightforward, a lot of dice rolling, but I really like that. There is the implementation of face huggers in some other scenarios that you can play. There's also the Queen. There's a scenario where Ripley battles the Queen. There's also a dropship scenario where you had Spunkmeyer and Pharaoh, and they have to deal with the 1 alien that got aboard, if you recall the film. So the dropship has its own map that I do not have printed. There is the operations in the air ducts, and that one also has its own map, which I do not have printed out, but I fully intend on printing them out. There's also the rescue of Newt. I mean, there's quite a few different scenarios. As I understand, these were expansions, especially I'm certain the Alien Queen versus Ripley was an expansion. We didn't get a chance to see Ripley in action. But this is a great little game, especially if you're a fan of the Aliens film. It really captures the feeling and the tension of, well, the reactor room scenario, which is the only one I've played. But it does capture that feeling. Unfortunately, the game is no longer in print. It came out in 1989. But like I said, I printed it out myself and laminated a lot of it and got some token covers. And I don't regret it. It's a lot of fun. Like I mentioned earlier, I will certainly put a link down below if you are also interested in pursuing maybe printing this game out, or at least doing more reading about it. I'll put the link down below to the Board Game Geek page. From what you've seen, does this appear to be a game you might enjoy? Or have you played Aliens 1989? Please leave a comment down below. I love hearing from everybody. So, thanks for watching, take care, and bye-bye for now.